上是有以下讯息通知：明天3月9日星期日凌晨2点，开始美国夏令时间，时间会拨快1个小时。夏令时间会到11月2日的凌晨2点结束，请大家留意美国时间的改变，谢谢大家。
The 2025 USA Daylight Saving Time starts Sunday, March 9th, 2025, 2 a.m. Clocks are turned forward 1 hour to 3 a.m. The 2025 Daylight Saving Time ends Sunday, November 2nd, 2025, 2 a.m. Clocks are turned backward 1 hour to 1 a.m. Thank you.
雷藏寺有以下的讯息通知：明天3月9日星期日凌晨2点开始美国的夏令时间，时间会拨快1个小时。夏令时间会到11月2日的凌晨2点结束，请大家留意美国时间的改变，谢谢大家。
The 2025 USA Daylight Saving Time starts Sunday, March 9th, 2025 at 2 a.m. Clocks are turned forward 1 hour to 3 a.m. The 2025 Daylight Saving Time ends Sunday, November 2nd, 2025 at 2 a.m. Clocks are turned backward 1 hour to 1 a.m. 请大家先将手机关机或调为震动。 真佛宗美国西雅图雷藏寺同修莲华生大士
To Buddha School, Seattle Lizang Temple. This evening is the group practice of Guru Padmasambhava. Now please rise, join your palms with reverence, and together we are reciting the Root Guru Mantra.
大家一起问候师尊师母好。请说极乐生诸天。顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印。四平等一起手。恭请真佛宗创办人法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
Reverently inviting His Holiness to ascend to the Dhamma.
师母莲香上师请上座，长老仁波
Inviting
切
Sir
诸位
Master
上
Lin
师
Xiang
请
to please
上
take
座。
the seat, and we're inviting all the elders, Rinpoches, and masters to please take the seats, all the venerables, all participants, and our guests to please take the seats.
欢迎今晚莅临的贵宾西雅图刘
I'd
建
like
勋
to
医师，
welcome our guest of honor, Cecily, Dr. Liu from
美
Seattle,
国加州 KLA 半导体公司资深处长方纯健
and
博
the
士夫
ex-rector
人，
of
莲花一
KLA
分世
Company
界。
from California, Dr. Fang and Mrs. Fang, and Professor Zhang from Northwest University in Chicago, and family. We would like to welcome any of you who's here for the first time or have not been here for a very long time to please rise and introduce yourself. You may say your name, where you came from.
Hi, Pradeep from Bellevue.
Welcome.
Chinmay, Bellevue.
Welcome. 请问龙边还有吗？没有的话，接下来到虎边。也让我们欢迎来自世界各地的各级弘法人员及同
We welcome all of you and thank you for participating.
同修莲华生大士本尊法开始。
The group practice is Guru Padmasambhava. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha. Namo Buddha Lokana. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Namo Padma Kumara. Namo Living Buddha Lien Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite Padma Kumara mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Lien Sheng Siddhi Hong. 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 做四无量观。
Perform the visualization of the 4 immeasurables. To our left, visualize our father, relatives, and ancestors from the father's side. To our right, our mother, and from the maternal side. Behind us, friends, teachers, and benefactors. In front of us, enemies and karmic creditors. All sentient beings around us, together practicing Tantric Dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Clap twice and snap your fingers to awaken the deities. Recite purification mantras and the Earth Deity mantra.
Om Shodoli Shodoli Shomoli Shomoli Soha. Om Wazlatan Hong. Namo Samando Modolan Om Dulu Dulu Dewei Soha.
Recite invocation mantra.
Hom Soha. Om Ah Hom Soha. Om Ah Hom Soha. We
sincerely invoke the Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, Living Buddha Lien Sheng. Namo, the Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, Living Buddha Lien Sheng. The Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, Living Buddha Lien Sheng. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Guru Padmasambhava. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Guru Padmasambhava. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Guru Padmasambhava. Namo Vairocana Buddha at the center. Namo Akshoga Buddha to the east. Namo Amitabha Buddha to the west. Namo Ratnasambhava Buddha to the south. Namo Amoga Siddhi Buddha to the north. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Medicine Buddha. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Pond. Namo Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. Namo Padma Kumara. Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Namo Manjusri Bodhisattva. Namo Maitreya Bodhisattva. Namo Vajrasattva. Namo Guru Padmasambhava. Namo Chundi Buddha Mother. All Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All Buddhas of the 3 types in the 10 directions. All Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas. Namo Maha Prajna Paramita. Great homage using visualization for student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra, second to all bodhisattvas. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra, third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra, fourth equality to all. Great mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of the guru practice, Guru Padmasambhava, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra.
种种珍奇诸功德，消业速速证菩提。Om Sawa Tathagata Itamu Gurunana Mencara Kan Miliye Dai Mi。做四皈依观想。
For refuge, visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, all the Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra.
Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammoye, Namo Sankhaye. Namo Gurupe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammoye, Namo Sankhaye. Namo Gurupe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammoye, Namo Sankhaye.
Armor protection. Form Vajra Clubs Mudra. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times. Recite Hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. Invocation of the 8 great bodhisattvas. Namo Avalokitesvara Mahasattva, Namo Maitreya Mahasattva, Namo Akasagarbha Mahasattva, Namo Samantabhadra Mahasattva, Namo Vajrapani Mahasattva, Namo Majusri Mahasattva, Namo Uskambin Mahasattva, Namo Siddhigarbha Mahasattva, Namo all Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas. Homage to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. An affinity with the pure and opens the Dharma doors. The true self is permanent, blissful, and pure, and blessed with the Buddha Dharma. Namo Mahaprajna Paramita, a great wisdom mantra. Namo Mahaprajna Paramita, a great spiritual mantra. Namo Mahaprajna Paramita, a supreme mantra. Namo Mahaprajna Paramita, an unequaled mantra. Namo the pure light secret Buddha, Dhamma treasury Buddha, tranquil King Buddha with lion's roar and divine speed. Sumeru liking Buddha, announced by Buddha, Dhamma protector Buddha, Vajra treasury roaming lion Buddha, precious victory Buddha, supernatural power of Buddha. Medicine lapis lazuli light King Buddha, universal light merit lantern King Buddha, merit retaining jewel King Buddha, 7 past Buddhas, future 1,000 Buddhas of this fortune eon, 1,500 Buddhas, 15,000 Buddhas, 500 flower victory Buddhas, billion Vajra treasures Buddhas, and the fixed light Buddha. The Buddhas of 6 directions. To the east, the precious light moon palace venerable wonderful voice King Buddha. To the south, the tree-root flower King Buddha. To the west, the spiritual power flower blazing King Buddha. To the northern moon palace purity Buddha. Above, the countless vagrant jewel crowned Buddhas. Below, the tranquil moon sun King Buddha. All the countless Buddhas, many jewels Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya Buddha, Akshobhya Buddha, Amitabha Buddha. all beings in the central realm and those in the Buddha verses while moving upon the earth and through the heavens shower limitless compassion upon all living beings, affording them stability and peace that they might cultivate day and night. By constantly evoking this sutra, one is liberated from the suffering of birth and death and free from all kinds of poisons and harms. Namo, the great wisdom, Avalokitesvara, observant Avalokitesvara, noble Avalokitesvara, the expansively minded Avalokitesvara, the medicine king Bodhisattva, medicine lord Bodhisattva, Manjushri Bodhisattva, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, Akasagarbha Bodhisattva, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, the millions of clear Kultrashi mountain Bodhisattvas, the universal light venerable king Tathagata Bodhisattva, chanting this sutra continually, the 7 world honored Buddhas proclaim this mantra. The Avalokitesvaras in the 10 directions and all Bodhisattvas vow to save sentient beings. Calling upon their names allows for liberation. The wise ones expound it diligently, and those with affinity constantly recite it. With 1,000 recitations and constant mindfulness of it, fire causes no harm, knives and weapons break instantly, anger turns into joy, and death revives. Never be doubtful, for the Buddhas always speak the truth. Hiking Avalokitesvara alleviates all sufferings. Faced with the fatal crisis, the doomed shall live. The words of the Buddhas are always true, thus you deserve our homage. With 1,000 recitations, grave karma shall be eradicated. Those with great merit and unwavering faith single-mindedly chant the sutra and dedicate its merit to all. 1,000 recitations will eradicate grave karma. This concludes the Hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. Recite deliverance mantra 3 times. Form Guru Padmasambhava Mudra. Padma Kumara Mudra. Visualize our lineage Guru empower us with the 3 lights. Recite Padma Kumara mantra 21 times.
Om Guru Lien Shen Siddhi Hom. 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 Om Guru Lien Shen Siddhi Hum. 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 首节莲华生大士金刚印。
Form Guru Padmasambhava's Vajra Mudra. First, visualize the emptiness. Recite the mantra. Visualize a blue moon disk arising from the glorious copper-colored mountain of the inconceivable palace of lotus light at the Guru Padmasambhava's Pure Land. At the center of the moon disk there is a red syllable She radiating bright pink light. The Sit syllable revolves to become Guru Padmasambhava. He's wearing a crown, his whole body is light pink, his right hand is holding a Vajra scepter, and his left arm is clutching on the Kachanka. He is sitting in a half-lotus position on a lotus throne in the sky above and in front of us. His left hand is holding a skull cup filled with ambrosia and neck treasures. Visualize Om at our crown chakra, radiating white light, R at our throat chakra, radiating red light, and Hum at our heart chakra, radiating blue light. These three rays of lights reach the inconceivable palace of lotus light at the glorious Copper Mountain to invoke Guru Padmasambhava. Then visualize Guru Padmasambhava's whole body radiates brilliant, precious 100 light which merges with the ambrosia and urges upon us, purging all karmic retributions, illnesses, and demonic obstructions to allow the emergence of our radiance and self-mastery. Visualize Guru Padmasambhava in the sky, moves to above our heads, to be seated on top of our heads, and decreases in size to become like a drop of light. Then visualize your heart chakra opens to become a lotus blossom. At the center, there is a Sit syllable Se, radiating pink light, to invoke Guru Padmasambhava to enter our central channels. With the snap of the fingers, we merge with Guru Padmasambhava to become one, completely identical. Recite Guru Padmasambhava's heart mantra 108 times. First perform mala visualization.
Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se.
Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se.
Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se.
Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se.
Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se.
Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se.
Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se.
Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se.
Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Pejaguru Pema Siddhi Hom Se. Om Ahom Peja Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se 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 Om Ahom Peja Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se
Om Ahom Peja Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se
Om Ahom Peja Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se Om Ahom Peja Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se Om Ahom Peja Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se 做9节佛风路三
Perform 9 cycle Buddha breathing, enter Samadhi. If you're not trained in this kind of breathing, you can just breathe softly, slowly and deeply. Recite the heart mantras of the eight principal deities and incant Buddha Amitabha.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Paramo Nintoning Soha. Om Ha 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 Wei Samoye Soha. Om Jali Juli Junti Soha. Om Jambala Chanan Chanaye Soha. Om Ah Hum Beja Guru Bema Siti Hum Se. Om Ah Hum Guru Be Ah He Sasamaha Lian Shen Siti Hum. Deya Ta Om Beka Ziya Beka Ziya Maha Beka Ziya Laja Samo Kyadehe Soha.
Homage to 30 sectarians, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and epithet of Amitabha. Homage to 30 sectarians, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and epithet of Amitabha. Homage to 30 sectarians, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and epithet of Amitabha. Recite the supplication to the Guru Buddha to stay in samsara. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the Virtuous and Marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas in the Buddhaverse as numerous as grains of sand. Compassionate Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dharmapalas, and Dakinis, the protectors of Dharma. The three poisons are proliferating endlessly. Our body and soul are stricken, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness descended upon this world to salve its deluded ones. The three jewels, eminent wondrous light, provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, humans and devas, rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of the Buddha plead that we stay in samsara to turn the Dharma wheel to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Recite the mantra of longevity Buddha 21 times and dedicate the merits to the health and longevity of Grandmaster and Simu.
Amarani Juwandiye Soha. Om 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 Amarani Juwandiye Soha. 回向
Merit dedication. Padmasambhava, the chief holder of the great light radiance, is the supreme Guru who responds to all invocation. His light imbues all beings' hearts, sustaining the great Bodhicitta eternally. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of atmospheres, reaping for generosity from above, aiding those in the realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. True Buddha school disciples wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of the good practice today, Guru Padmasambhava. May his unexcelled supreme radiance of the 100 treasures protect and bless our lineage Guru, granting him health and well-being, abundant vitality, youthful appearance. May illnesses and disasters be eradicated. May longevity, self-mastery, and great bliss be attained. May well-respect, love, and favorable affinities abound. May the Buddha stay in the world, the tantric Dharma flourish, and the pure Dharma cleanse the defilements of this world. May the deluded be safe and guided, and may all the path of Buddhahood remain unshaken. We also pray for Simu. May she be happy, healthy in body and mind, and all is auspicious. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sung to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Guru Padmasambhava of the Uddiyana, Pure Land. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Guru Padmasambhava of the Uddiyana, Pure Land. The mantra. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Guru Padmasambhava of Uddiyana. We pray that you guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha verses. We pray that you bless all participants with good health, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transformed into auspiciousness, and with strong spiritual commitment. Please bless us with the purification, enrichment, subjugation, magnetization, and the Dhamma practices be complete. We pray that you bless us so that the development stages and the perfection stage and the 9 stages of the great perfection Dharma can be attained perfectly. Uddiyana's Guru Padmasambhava. His children mantra. May all of our prayers be granted. We pray that you bless us so the pandemic disappear, viruses disappear, calamities due to wars and weaponry disperse, natural disasters disperse, bad lucks disperse, bad affinities disperse. We pray that you bless us so all thoughts disappear, all bad thoughts disappear. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Manupalaya Peca Sato Tenupaticha Tsetso Mepawa Suto Kayo Mepawa Supo Kayo Mepawa Anulanto Mepawa Sarwa Siddhi Mepulayacha Sarwa Karma Sutsame Jitamu Siriren Kulu Hong Ha 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 he Bakawan Sarwa Tathagata Pecama Memanca Pecipawa Mahasamaya Sato A Hom Pe Om Peca Sato Samaya Manupalaya Peca Sato Tenupaticha Tsetso Mepawa Suto Kayo Mepawa Supo Kayo Mepawa Anulanto Mepawa Sarwa Siddhi Mepulayacha Sarwa Karma Sutsame Jitamu Siriren Kulu Hong 哈哈哈哈呵巴嘎文萨瓦达达嘎达贝扎玛咩门扎贝兹巴瓦玛哈萨玛雅萨多阿吽佩。Om Beja Sato Samaya Manu Balaya Beja Sato Tenu Padita Zezo Mebawa Sudo Kayo Mebawa Sufu Kayo Mebawa Anulando Mebawa Sawa Sudi Mebulaya Cha Sawa Karma Suzame Jitamu 十里人咕噜哄哈哈哈哈呵巴嘎文萨瓦达达嘎达贝扎玛咩门扎贝兹巴瓦玛哈萨玛雅萨多阿吽佩。做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承。
Great homage using visualization for Sturut Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra, second to all bodhisattvas. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra, third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra, fourth equality to all. Recite completion mantra. Now let's give a great round of applause to show our utmost gratitude to our lineage root Guru for his blessing to this group practice. Tomorrow is the anniversary for Grandmaster's ordination. Let us now all watch this video clip. Our beloved living Buddha Lianzang Grandmaster Lu, 39 years ago, shaved his head and renounced secular world on the 10th day of the secular month in 1986. As we reflect on this significant anniversary, shouldn't we, as this is about, take some meaningful action? In Grandmaster Lu's literary collection, Contemplation of the Ordained, when asked, "Why shave your head?" he replied, "To deliver all heavenly and human beings." The phrase "delivers beings" appears at least 13 times in this book alone, clearly indicating his heartfelt wish upon becoming a monk. Another of his works, Lonesome Talks, reveals that when disciples ask Grandmaster Lu why he writes, he answered with the same 3 words: to deliver sentient beings. A poem in this book includes the line, "Though the world is interconnected, it still feels lonely and isolated. I sincerely hope everyone finds fulfillment and that you all read my books. As long as I live, I will continue to write with this hope." This also expresses his aspiration to spread his teachings far and wide. Further, in his collection, The Heart's Tremor, there is a poem, "My books are not flowers, but grass. If they benefit beings, they are good. Though the books are many, I hope the world knows them. And they serve as a bridge to deliver beings and resolve all sufferings." Indeed, the books are numerous. While we all know Grandmaster's boundless spiritual powers, even if our abilities and disciples are modest, can we still contribute to strengthening this bridge? Let Grandmaster Lu feel, on his decades-long of spreading Dharma, the love and support of millions of disciples, knowing he's not alone. As T.P. Po has completed the republication of Song Yenlu's literary works integrating calligraphy and painting, we have chosen this meaningful date to launch the Gathering Hearts and Strengths, contributing to the True Buddha Legacy Book Sponsorship Initiative. This effort aims to unite True Buddha disciples worldwide, pooling resources specifically to donate books to temples in need around the globe. We hope that each temple can preserve a complete set of these works. to perpetually exist and continue to promote true Buddha Tantric teachings. By uniting our efforts, we can promote Grandmaster Lu's life work book by book, helping more people overcome life challenges and guiding them towards authentic Buddhist faith, making Grandmaster Lu's mission to deliver sentient beings even broader is indeed a profoundly meaningful endeavor. Grandmaster Lu has said, all disciples of True Buddha School must unite, set the resolve to achieve Buddhahood, uphold the True Buddha Tantric teachings, ensure their unbroken continuity. This is essential. This is what we must uphold. We sincerely look forward to your response. We thank Malaysia Ihu Culture and Indonesia Iteng Foundation for their joint support in this meaningful endeavor. The schedule and details of the printing sponsorship activity will be published in the event section of the tbpoye.org website. Time has passed, although several decades have gone by. As disciples, we should strive to make the footprints of our guide who paved the way eternal. Thank you to TB Poye for this production, and even more or deeper gratitude to our lineage Living Buddha Lien Seng for delivering sentient beings for decades, transmitting the True Buddha Tantric Dharma and writing over 300 books. Happy ordination anniversary, Grandmaster. The offering of Hada to bestow, to request for Dharma teaching. Now we would like to invite Reverend Lien Zi to present the offering of Hada to the lineage root guru as a symbol of the highest honor on behalf of all of us. Now let us all join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teachings. Let us pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Thubten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Guru Padma Sambhava. Sumo, Tansen Katso, Thubten Siddhi, Thubten Karma, all Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma teaching assistants, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? Those are greetings in different languages and sign languages. And we're supposed to move the clock back this evening. So you should move forward at the time 1 hour, meaning we will lose 1 hour of sleep. Normally, we already have not enough time to sleep, and now we lack 1 more hour. Oh, that's too tiresome. I feel too tired. Normally, I don't even have enough time to sleep, and now I would have 1 hour less. That's really hard. Why are they sorry? Why are they moving it forward an hour? Wouldn't it be better to move it backward? So now it seems that they are still the daylight saving time. But there are also countries that don't adjust any time for the summer. So in this world, we can't have all places or all countries to be exactly the same. That's why there are conflicts and fightings. Even the times are different. And some driving on the left, some driving on the right. There's no standard. So human beings are troublesome animals. Now let's do the Q&A first. A question from Malaysia, Lotus or Lianhua Yichong. Prostrations to my Guru, the Venerable Lien Song. May Guru be healthy every day. I seek your guidance. There are two questions. One, Grandmaster has often mentioned that until one reaches the 8th ground of Bodhisattvahood, there is still the possibility of retrogression. It is commonly understood that arhats in the 4 Sithli realms or 4 holy realms have already severed samsara. Does this mean that those esteemed ones who have severed samsara but have not reached the 8th Bodhisattva ground still face the possibility of retrogression? If so, how can this be considered as having severed samsara? Let me tell you. If you cultivate and reach the 4 Sethli realm, then you would naturally cut off samsara. They will not fall into the rebirth cycle again. And if you're cultivating bodhisattvahood, you need to reach at least the 8th ground before becoming the immovable or the non-regression. But the 4 sixth realms are all non-regression. Why? Because they have cut off all desires. No more desires. Because the desires are the cause or the origin of samsara or rebirth. If you still have joy, you like light and despise darkness, then you would go to the realm of form. Even if you go there, you will still have to be reincarnated, because you still like the light radiance. So although you don't have physical body, but you're still abiding in the light. That's called the heavenly realm of form. So in the Brahma heaven, you still need to be reincarnated. That's spoken in the Buddhism. Because you still have the concepts of colors. If you reach the realm of formlessness, there is no more form, but you still have the subtle little bit of thought. Like in the Akanishta heaven, there is still thought. So because there is still a thought, you still have to be reincarnated. So the infinite form, infinite emptiness, non-existence, and then no thoughts and no thoughts, or the highest realm. However, there is still a little bit of thought there. Therefore, they still need to be reincarnated. Unless you cut off everything, like arhats who have cut off everything. 8th ground bodhisattvahood. Why are they non-regressing? Because they have attained and proven the unborn endurance. If you can comprehend unborn or no birth, you will not have any desires. So unborn endurance is a fruition. So, and the fruition is to understand and realize birthlessness. And since there is no birth, there is no death. With no birth and death, there is no reincarnation or rebirth. So above the 8th ground, bodhisattvas also cut off samsara. And of course, arhats in the 4 sixthly realms also cut off samsara, because they have realized birthlessness. If you read the sutras, the Mahaprajnaparamita Sutra, the Vajra Sutra or Diamond Sutra, and the Heart Sutra, they are all about unattainability. You don't ask for anything. It's unattainability. You have no more desires. You have no more forms or colors, no more thoughts. Then you cut off samsara or rebirth cycle. So for liberations, there are liberations through non-phenomena, liberation through non-action, and liberation through emptiness. 3 kinds of liberations, and also liberation through non-generation. If you don't generate, or you don't give rise to any thought, then you would be liberated. So arhats have cut off samsara, although they don't deliver sentient beings and they are of the lesser vehicle, but they have killed the 6 thieves. And what are the 6 thieves? The eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Killed them all. Second question. Grandmaster has mentioned that the Vajrasutra frequently speaks of the 4 non-phenomena and about illusions, dreams, bubbles, etc., emphasizing emptiness. On the other hand, the Vimalakirti Sutra expounds the non-dual Dharma gate, which does not lean toward either emptiness nor existence. These sutras seem contradictory. May Grandmaster instruct us how to apply their teachings? Should we contemplate emptiness to severe afflictions, and should we contemplate existence to give rise to bodhicitta? So it's like this. Existence is because of the start of affinity. Due to start of affinity, there is existence. Before it, it is emptiness. When the affinity ends, it returns to emptiness. Like now, I'm giving Dharma teaching. This is existence. Before I was born, it was emptiness. After I die, it's also emptiness. And in between, only in between, there is existence. The Dharma gate of non-duality is not biased toward emptiness nor existence. So that's the philosophy of the middle way. So there are 2 schools of thoughts or divisions, the emptiness and existence. And the Vajrasutra belongs to the concept of emptiness, non-phenomena of self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan. And all existences are just illusions, dreams, bubbles, and shadows. And why are we talking about existence? Yogacara belongs to existence school, that everything is mind only or consciousness only. But if you deduce it to the end, it's alaya consciousness. And then according to the research on consciousnesses, there's the 9th consciousness called Amona, and one more consciousness called the immaculate consciousness. So we talk about existence due to the start of the affinity, start of the causes and conditions. Without causes and conditions, there is nothing. So primarily, that's what it's about, emptiness and existence. There are no contradiction, because it's mentioned in the Vajrasutra and Vimalakirti Sutra are not contradictory. They're not contradictory. Because at the end, Vimalakirti is non-dual Dharma gate is about unspeakability, it's about not saying anything. He didn't say anything. Manjusri Bodhisattva asked Vimalakirti, what is your Dharma gate of non-duality? And Vimalakirti did not say anything. That's emptiness. So all those existences are just starts of affinities. Due to starts of affinity, there is existence. But the intrinsic nature of the start of affinity is emptiness, and before and after it is also emptiness. So Vimalakirti talked about asked what Dharmakaya of non-duality is, he did not say anything. So that says that start of affinity is also emptiness. That the nature of the start of affinity is emptiness too. That's the answer to Lian Hua Yi Chong from Malaysia. If you're not satisfied with this answer, you can ask the True Buddha Foundation. Now we will discuss the Surangama Sutra. We'll continue the sutra exposition. At that moment, the Tathagata arranged his seat and sat in serene composure. Before Sakyamuni Buddha gives Dharma teaching, he would arrange his seat. So, to arrange his own seat and get it ready, and then he sat on the Dharma throne. It's often written in the sutras. So when Sakyamuni Buddha was preparing for the Dharma teaching, he would arrange and prepare his seat first and then sat on it, expounding the profound and sublime to the great assembly. In all Dharma teachings, he would teach the more profound and sublime concepts, which is the ultimate and the meaningful and important Dharma. Such a Dharma banquet or Dharma assembly of pure assembly was unlike anything before. Everyone came to listen to the Buddha, and it was inconceivable. It's often mentioned that in the sutras about, and it's unlike anything before. So the Dharma ceremony or Dharma assembly is like a Dharma teaching. The sixthly voice of the Buddha was like Kalavinka birds. So just like the sound of the Kalavinka birds. Kalavinka birds are birds in Sukhavati, and they produce the graceful, harmonious sound, so that anybody hearing it would naturally be mindful of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha and practicing the 37 aids to enlightenment, naturally, automatically. Like nowadays, when we hear songs sang by the song artists, and they're just beautiful, beautiful voice, beautiful voices. Sometimes at night, before sleep, you listen to the songs by the song artists, and your mood will be changed. don't watch the news. Car accidents here and there, that would affect your mood. For sleep, fightings, murders, fire, all the news that would contaminate your heart and mind. But if you listen to the beautiful music, then you would feel relaxed and nice. It's different. So at night, sometimes Sumu and I and my family would play some music at home. Then I would be in a good mood, would feel relaxed and happy. So the sound of Sakyamuni Buddha's giving Dharma teaching is like Kalavinka birds, very marvelous and sublime, very beautiful, not hoarse like I am now, a little bit. His voice was really beautiful, the voice of the Dharma teaching, just like the songs of the birds. And Kalavinka birds are even more unique, because in Sukhavati, the western realm of utmost bliss, because of this kind of sound or music, that they would naturally be mindful of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha and practicing 37 aids to enlightenment. You're not forced to it, but by hearing the music, you would naturally be you would think or be mindful of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha and practicing 37 aids of enlightenment. So sometimes music can change a person's state of mind or emotion. So that's why musics are very important. You cannot discriminate against them. See, if you go to the churches or Catholic church, they have choirs. They have choirs. And hearing to those, your mind and heart are purified and you feel really good. So we should also have Buddhist choirs. So every time before the Dharma teaching, we should just sing the hymns, Buddhist hymns, and then you would feel very good listening to it. So that's how it really is. I was the choir member and wearing white dress and with the tie, and in a group when we all sing. We all sang, and the voice were very beautiful, so that everybody entering into the church would feel peaceful and pleasant. And there are musics in Buddhism too. I remember there is one music that's all repent together. Have you heard of it? That's really beautiful. It's very nice. So when you hear it, you would feel repentful. So our True Buddha school, the choir group, we should ask them to sing. Every time before we start, we all should sing like the hymns. And then you feel at ease and at peace, and then you listen to the Dhamma teaching. That would be meaningful. So Sakyamuni Buddha produced the sagely voice like Kalavinka birds resounding throughout the 10 directions. His voice was very nice to hear. As numerous as the sands of the Ganges, Bodhisattvas gathered at the Dharma assembly. So all the Bodhisattvas, upon hearing such a sound, came to attend Sakyamuni Buddha's Dharma ceremony. At that time, Manjushri was the foremost. So Manjushri Bodhisattvas is part of the Avatamsaka Trinity, with Sakyamuni Buddha at the center, Manjushri Bodhisattva, and Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. So Manjushri Bodhisattva is a Dharma prince in that realm. Like in Sukhavati, there are Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Mahastama Bodhisattvas who are Dharma princes. And in the Surangama assembly, Manjushri is the Dharma prince. In the Surangama realm, Manjushri is the Dharma prince. He is with the greatest wisdom among all the bodhisattvas of Mahayana. So in Mahayana, Manjushri has the greatest wisdom. In Hinayana, Sariputra is considered with the greatest wisdom. At that time, there was a king, King Prasenajit. King Prasenajit was a great benefactor and supporter of Buddha Dharma. He was also living in the city of Sravasti. At that time, King Prasenajit, who was a king in central India, in that area, the city of Sravasti was also in central India. Was holding a grand feast in memory of his late father. So, anniversary of his late father's death, he prepared many delicious foods. So, in memory of his late father, he created a merit, which is like offering meals. Like now, we have that too. You're inviting everybody for a meal, essentially. So he invited the Buddha to the palace and personally welcoming the Tathagata Sakyamuni Buddha. So he invited Sakyamuni Buddha to accept the offering of meals. And he personally went to Anathapindika or the Jetavana monastery to invite Sakyamuni Buddha to go to the palace for a banquet, offering an array of the finest delicacies. Of course, because it's an an invitation by a king, then we would not eat a dried radish or millet porridge, but of course they have the finest delicacies, very, very with delicious food. Additionally, he invited great bodhisattvas to join. So the king personally invited all the great bodhisattvas for this meal offering. Meanwhile, in the city, elders and lay devotees were also offering meals to the monastic community. So in the city, there were also elders and laity. In ancient India, the elders refer to those with money. So the rich ones and the elderlies and those with positions and status, they're all elders. They're called elders. And then another kind is called lay practitioners or laity. So the haves and the at-home practitioners were also offering meals. So not just the king, but they also but the rich people in the city also offer meals to all the spiritual cultivators, eagerly awaiting the Buddha's arrival to accept the meal offering. The Buddha asked Manjushri to lead the bodhisattvas and arhats to accept the offerings of the various hosts. So Sakyamuni Buddha instructed Manjushri Bodhisattva to lead the other bodhisattvas and arhats to go into the city to attend the meal offerings of those benefactors. So the hosts, which is like benefactors who have prepared many delicious foods and inviting you for meals. However, only Ananda had previously accepted a separate invitation. Only the Venerable Ananda, before this Dharma assembly, due to an invitation, went alone and had not returned. So Ananda in Chinese, Anand, a cousin of Sakyamuni Buddha. So they are related. At that time, there were 8 princes becoming ordained, and Ananda was one of them. And Ananda had also served Sakyamuni Buddha for close to 20 years. Ananda, close to 20 years, a close attendant of the Buddha. And someone else invited him all by himself and was away on a journey. He went away on his own leaving the Sangha to go to another place and had not returned. Unable to join the monastic assembly. So he did not attend the meal offerings. Having neither a senior nor an acharya. So what does it mean? He went on his own. So a senior monk who has been ordained between 10 to 20 years. That's called the upper seat. Someone with an upper seat. And so he was by himself. And he was not accompanied by a senior monk who had been ordained for 10 to 20 years, nor an acharya. What is acharya? In Tantrayana, there are 4 kinds of acharya. The Vajradhara, the great radiant holder Vajra Acharya. They have emit a clear light radiance. Through mantra chanting, you can radiate a clear light radiance. So the great light holder Vajra Acharya. When I was conferring the Acharya empowerment, they wrote it as, it's a Chinese form. So that means great light holder, meaning that you have generated light through mantra chanting. So Acharya means sadhana teacher in Tantrayana, the great light radiance Vajra Acharya, a great light Vajra Acharya, and then Vajra Acharya, and the last one is just Acharya. So the most basic is just an Acharya who can understand all the practice procedures or sadhanas. So that's like a master. So he was not accompanied by a senior who's been ordained in the upper seat, nor a master who understands sadhanas. He returned alone after accepting the invitation. Now he's on the way home. That day, he had no one to offer him food because he did not attend the meals offering. Of course, he was hungry. So he had to go for an alms. Go for alms, holding his alms bowl. So thus Ananda took his alms bowl, so the bowl where people can put alms into. In simple words, like the rice bowl. But the monks called it as an alms bowl to put the food in. So Ananda took his alms bowl and walked through the city. About to enter the city, seeking alms in sequence. When the ordained monks would go from house to house asking for alms. Ananda was doing that. In his mind, he sought a final donor to act as his meal sponsor. So he's looking for his meal sponsor or donor. So I need to explain that he did not discriminate between pure and impure. It does not matter what kinds of food they give, what kind of person the giver was, whether he was pure or impure, because in India there were 4 classes or castes. One is the Brahman caste. That's the highest, and they are cultivators. And then Kshatriya, which refers to the royalties and the nobilities. Second, the third one is called Shudra. So that's merchants and traders, Vaishya, and the last one is Sudra. The third one is Vaishya. The fourth one is Sudras, which is in India, which is the common people, commoners. Or say like the butchers, laborers, and for women would be the prostitutes. They were, if a woman is a prostitute, then they would be considered Sudras in the Sudras caste. So 4 caste systems: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishya. That's the third, and the fourth is Sudras. So in India there are the castes, and they don't interact with each other. So at the lowest level are the Sudras. So it's written here that he did not discriminate between pure and impure, whether you're of the high status or low. He would still go for alms from them, whether they were of the noble Kshatriya caste or the lowly Chandala. That should be the Shudras. He practiced universal compassion, equality. So he did not discriminate the 4 castes, like that my meal donor should be pure or of high status, or the lowly. So he viewed sentient beings to be equal, to disregard the system of castes. Without choosing based on status or wealth. He did not choose the rich one or the poor one. he has made this vow that when he went for alms, he would not especially ask from the rich or the poor, that he gave the same immeasurable merit to all of them. Ananda was aware that the Tathagata, the world-honored one, had previously admonished Subhuti and Mahakashyapa. World-honored one means to be honored by the world, by all the people. So Ananda knew that Sakyamuni Buddha had previously admonished Subhuti and Mahakashyapa, because Sakyamuni Buddha once reprimanded Subhuti, who especially asked from the rich people. Actually, Ananda too, before this, he did not eat food given by the lowly people. He always ate the food of the rich people. And Mahakashyapa was different. He especially seek the poor people for alms. And they were both reprimanded by Sakyamuni Buddha because they did not have the mind of equality toward all beings. Why did you choose the rich people? To seek for alms? Because rich people would give you good food and they will not become poor. So that was the answer given by Subhuti and Ananda. But for Mahakashyapa, by asking for meals from them, by eating the food of the poor and the lowly, by giving you food, you need to give them blessings so that they will be blessed in the future. That's how Mahakashyapa thought. And Subhuti had another viewpoint. If you ask from the poor people will become poorer. But if you ask from the rich people will not become poor. So they have differing viewpoints. But both of them were reprimanded by Sakyamuni Buddha. You have to be equal, equally treat. Doesn't matter who you go. You just go to whoever, whether they're high or low status, rich or poor. So Sakyamuni Buddha admonished them to have the mind of inequality. So now Ananda knew, and listening to Sakyamuni Buddha's words, to treat everyone equally. So that people do not slander or skeptical about toward the Buddha. While walking past the city walls, like the moat around the city walls, so he proceeded with a composed demeanor. He walked slowly past the city walls and crossing the moat, maintaining dignified manner, walking step by step, observing the precepts of receiving alms with solemnity. according to what Sakyamuni Buddha said, that they should have a certain demeanor of the Sangha. You cannot just stroll and swaying or looking around. There is a certain manner where you should look, where you should place your arms or hands, and your outfit has to be tidy and clean, tidy. So at that time, during his alms round, Ananda happened to pass by a brothel. So he was passing by a brothel, and all the same, you should also go ask for alms there, because they are of the lowest caste in India. So he passed by a brothel where there he encountered a great illusory force. So they knew how to cast spells, Brahman mantras or that mantra, and would like hypnotize you. Actually, you don't even have to do that. Even before they cast any spells, you already walked into it. Confucius says food and sex are human nature. You still have that tendencies. Great spiritual cultivator has meditative stability. Like an acharya, to be an acharya, you have to have that mental stability. They understand about the procedures and what is allowed, what is not allowed. That's an acharya. And a senior from the upper seat, the cultivators for over 10, 20 years, generally, they already have meditative stability too. They have meditation power. But not Ananda. Ananda did not have meditation power or meditative power. Although he was by the side of the Buddha as his attendant, he did not have meditative power. He just heard the most. He just liked to listen, but he could not apply it. He could not do it. He had no meditative stability. So there was a prostitute that was called Matangi. Using the ancient Brahmanic spell of Savika, entranced him and led Ananda into. And when he saw this Matanga lady, he followed her. What is that called? That was in Taiwan. And she would walk to in front of you, and they would just wave their handkerchief, and with a certain fragrance, you would be like hypnotized, and then you would follow her into the bank and got all the money and give it to her. So the prostitute can also cast spells. And then before even she did that, Ananda already followed her, as let alone if she chanted the mantra. He became very lustful. Ananda did not have meditative stability. He only started practicing after the Buddha entered parinirvana. So the prostitute chanted the mantra, and Ananda just followed her obediently, and to lay on the bed and took off the clothes. And she caressed his body. So he was actually at an advantage. So Ananda, as an ordained monk, was keeping the precepts, but that woman deluded him, asked him to be in bed, taking off all their clothes and touching each other. So that's very serious. Before the two of them did anything, but who would know? Who knew what had happened? And they were already in the room, in the chamber, and already taking off the clothes. But the sutra said they broke the precept already. So a typical Buddhist should abide by the 5 basic precepts: not to kill, and not to kill, not to steal, not to have sexual misconduct, not to lie, and not to drink or become intoxicated. And then the sexual misconduct. So that precepts would have been violated. He was about to violate the precept. Okay, that would be all. It's time. It's already 10:10, which is the same as 11:10 with the change of time. Do you understand now? There was a man came to the company, and the name was Joy. So yeah, this is Chinese joke. At the end of year party, I got the special prize, and the prize is to chat with the boss for an hour. That's a special prize. ordering meals at the restaurant. The customer said, "This dish is too salty." And the server said, "Oh, sorry, because our chef is heartbroken recently." Well, heartbroken and being salty, what's the relation? Oh, because he was crying when he was cooking. So the tears fell into the dish. That's why the dish was very salty. Yesterday in the hospital, a lady asked, how do you go to the prostrate? Why you want to go there? Oh, so let me secretly tell you. The doctors just told someone that they have inflammation on the prostrate. Oh, this is also another Chinese homophobe joke. A kind of people often have amnesia. It must be the head, the boss of the gangster. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? So he's having an amnesia, but that's not the case. They want you to know that he's the boss of the mobster. Om Mani Padme Hum.
We
are very grateful to His Holiness Precious Dhamma teaching. Tomorrow, March 9th, Sunday at 3 p.m. at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington, His Holiness will preside over Padma Kumara Homa fire offering ceremony and confer the corresponding empowerment and expound on the Surangama Sutra. The temple opens at 11:15. We welcome your participation, and for details, please check the website. Now we are inviting any of you who would like to take refuge to come forward to the center of the temple. If you are not present in person and would like to take refuge, you may also send a letter to True Foundation. Please remember to return your receivers before you leave tonight. This ends the English interpretation today. Thank you very much.
西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽。声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽。
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛加持大悲咒水，佛具部即为佛像开光。
唵咕噜连声西里吽。西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽。西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽。声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽，唵咕噜连声西里吽。
顶礼坛城作观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印，二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印，三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印，四平等一起手。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛为与会大众摩顶加持。
唵啊吽贝扎咕噜。贝玛西里吽塞，唵啊吽贝扎咕噜，贝玛西里吽塞。扎咕噜，贝玛西里吽塞。Say
Om Namah Om Pe Za Guru
师尊。同修圆满吉祥结束，感谢根本上师的传承大加持。师尊、师母晚安，大家晚安，明天见。再次提醒大家，美国夏令期间会在明天凌晨2点开始，请大家要记得将时间拨快1个小时。网络直播到此结束，谢谢大家。The online broadcast concludes at this point. Thank you for watching.